Good morning. I see we already have a guest in here. Welcome, Stone Trooper.
And a jolly good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Flight 747. That will be taken off quite shortly. So please fasten your seatbelts, put your tray tables up in the upright position. Exits are here, and oh, look between your legs and there. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, you are. So am I. I had a bit of a today. And last night I had to go and, yeah.
There was a lot happening last night.
I know.
I didn't get a ton of sleep. I was up late, but and then my cat woke me up early this morning. But yeah, there was a lot of drama. I saw Megan's stream went down midstream due to Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yep. I mean, I've been thinking. I mean, I streamed a while back. I streamed for about 3 hours. Fantastic topics, and I've come to the conclusion when God was saying He was handing out brains, Bruce thought He meant trains and wanted to become the first conductor. So, and I just had a really fantastic chat with AVA, so I really enjoyed that as well. That helped to decompress as well.
He's got a video of because he was at a airsoft event this weekend.
Yeah.
And I was watching it this morning. He sent it to me, and it was a pretty cool video.
Yeah, it makes you want to open that wardrobe and open that suitcase or that box inside the wardrobe where it says "Do not touch," or only open in case of war.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, got a message from the squid. You need to come into my stream at some point so I can mod you. Squid, I know you're hiding. Don't hide from me.
Deuce Timu lawyer. Yeah, he and it's funny because I did for the first time ever, me and Slug had a phone call, and it's funny because with all this stuff that's going on, Slug's coming forward and he's showing the emails and stuff, and of course that's getting the leeches and stupid Dave to they're trying to say a lot of nasty things about him, and he was like, he was thanking me. He's like, dude, thank you for being so cool about all this. And he's like, I understand. I said some horrible things about you, and I'm like, dude, I could see from the get-go, because you and I talked about it. I was like, I could see from the get-go you were being manipulated, and he's worried about any legal stuff and stuff like that. And I'm like, you got and here's one thing I'll say: he's got receipts, and he showed me a couple things. I'm like, dude, that's like I'm like, right there, all that shows they were manipulating you. And I see we got Madam Mayor.
Yeah, and what the hell's as well. Hi, guys.
Madam Mayor, her and Brett had a great stream the other night.
I
still haven't finished it. I'll be doing that today.
They covered a lot in that stream, by the way. I watched it and I was like, wow, okay. And there's one day I had a stream about the post office. They were talking about their time working in the post office. I was going, I don't know why. Halfway through their stream, I started singing Postman. You know that song from Carpenters, the Postman?
Please wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Mr. Postman. Yeah. And I was singing that for some reason. I don't even know why.
Which is funny because right when they did that, I was already looking at, I'm not that far from Vegas. And I did logistics in the Marine Corps, so like it, I've considered doing some of the stuff like what not exactly what Jeremy does. I don't see myself doing like the storage stuff, but like
Yeah,
getting the containers full of stuff and selling it. I could
yeah.
absolutely see myself doing that, and they have a lot of that up in Vegas. So I was talking with Brett a little bit, and at some point I'm going to sit down and pick his brain. And we're both two military logisticians,
Oh
so
God, what have I done now?
oh.
It wasn't me. You didn't see me do it. You can't prove nothing. Yeah. No problem. No problem, Squid. Is it in regards of last night? Then, yeah, not a problem. If I'm in trouble, yeah, not a problem. I can handle it. Just very quickly, I have to compliment Jeremy on his stream. I watched the video last night about the. I think he spent about $500 on all this stuff. And to be honest with you, I lost total track of what he said. All I could hear was Jeremy talking, but all I heard was because he was holding Harley Davidson diecast motorbikes in his hand, and I'm like going, "Don't care, show me the bikes." Sorry.
Anything holds me back, it's that I don't know the price points on stuff. That's what holds me back on some stuff.
Mm. But that stuff, I mean, it is hard. I mean, I would never even try to venture into it. But I mean, like those, like that video where he was showing all the cars and the baseballs and the footballs and everything. I mean, I know through watching his streams about the storage and other stuff. I know that like some memorabilia is worth a lot of money, especially if it's a Hall of Fame or it's something else. Or what was it? The units are fun when you hit, and we hit huge. Yeah, you did. And Jeremy, I love you. You're a good person, and I really love you a lot. That blue, that eagle, that blue thing. Hint, hint, nudge, wink, wink.
I've actually looked into because I'm out here in the desert and there's a lot of camping and RV because we've got Joshua Tree National Park, and there's no camping store, and we're also next to a base. There's no military surplus, and I'll give you guys a little bit more information than what I ever have about some of my stuff. I do have a company, and we focused on federal contracting because being a veteran-owned business, uh, they are considered a disadvantaged business. So the federal government has to give my company contracts before it gives it to other ones. So that was our business model. Well, is our business model. Um, and so we spend our time talking contracts every single day. And what contracts do we want to bid on? What contracts do we want to fulfill? And that's just because the government has built in these things. But every person. So if you're in the chat, every person, like one thing rich people do is they all have businesses because you can move money around and protect your assets. Everybody should have a business.
Mm.
And one thing, I know a lot of people, they were blowing up my phone and I just wasn't home. One thing that have wanted to do for a while that I think we're going to pull the trigger on for the Veteran Nation Foundation is I think we're going to organize a 5K out here.
Oh, that'd be good.
And I said, I really don't want any of the money for our foundation. I ran into a veteran friend of mine. She was like, I really want to do something. And I was like, well, I got my foundation. I said, I really want to do a race. And she was like, let's do it. And was really encouraging me that, yeah. And what held me back was I didn't have the volunteers. And I could probably get 5 or 6 people. Well, she was like, I can get another 5 to 6 people. So I think this is something we're going to do. And I said, okay, let's do it. Let's try to do it by the spring. So
I mean, I mean, the thing is, you've already got people here, like you got AVA, probably Squid. You know, she can like you've definitely got medical cover. You just need to make sure that like that 5 mile, each mile has got someone who's medically trained, just in case of heat stroke or something like that. And
Well, 5K is only what 3.2 miles, I think. Um, so the good thing is we're gonna go like just around like this one block out here,
yeah,
and you know, depending on the length is where we're gonna put the start finish line.
but the thing is,
Go
you
ahead.
have to remember that 5Ks for people, it could be like a half marathon. I'm
Um,
not. I shouldn't laugh, but you know,
she like as we were talking, she's like, "Oh, we'll get 50 people to sign up," and I'm like, "Oh, we'll get more than that." We're right next to a Marine Corps base. Marines love to run, and this being about 3 miles, which is a Marine Corps PFT, you have to run 3 miles. I'm like,
yeah.
we'll get a lot of people that sign up. Um, so we were going through our list and of what we need to do to make this happen. Um, and this is the logistician in me, the planner, you know, the military planner. I was like, okay, we need numbered runners bibs. We need prizes, both by age, category, and then every runner should get a gift bag with local discounts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we need coupons and discounts. We would need medals, like it could be plastic, but just something to give the runners.
Registered
Water.
forms,
Say that again.
registered forms, or forms to register.
So there's a couple websites that we can set up that do that automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we have to pay for that. Um, we would need a stage, music entertainment, because you want music when you're there. Not, uh, I think we're gonna. I think we already have a venue because she started texting. There's a golf course here, a public golf course, and they have a
Yeah.
lot of parking. So she was already texting with them, and I said they'd be smart to do a chili cook-off, you know, with it. Um, I would need to go to the local car dealerships and see if they'll give us some trucks to use.
What
Um,
about liability forms that people have to sign when they register? They have to read and sign liability forms and stuff.
we would need to get insurance. That's probably the biggest donation I would need is
Mm.
to get someone or a company to pay the um, you know the premium for the insurance.
Why not
Um,
contact a local insurance company and say, "Hey, would you like to jump on board here? Do you get your guys to run the 5 clicks?" And
I'm
I mean,
I'm gonna be making some calls because yeah, it's been I used to work for when I was still in Ohio. I was on the committee for the Northwest Ohio Race for the Cure, and that was 22 years ago. But I do have experience with this. And here's the thing: there is no races here. So, um, yeah, I wouldn't like I'm not competing with anybody, and I want to make sure that at least we're going to do this 5K to test it out, and if it does well, then we'll do probably a half marathon. Um, if I do a half marathon, that I want to be a full veterans festival. Like I would want music and artists and stuff, get a big venue, and then the half marathon would just be like the opening event to it.
like the same thing what they're doing in Otter Creek with the fair and everything. So
Kind
like
of,
planning, yeah,
kind of.
yeah, yeah.
People Coachella is 45 minutes from my house. Like it's you go around the mountains, it's right there. So I do know that there, you know, this is a big music festival community, and there's not one in the fall. So if we're good in this, if we're successful in the spring, then we're going to do something in the fall.
I can't remember what they call it. I don't know the civvy terminology for it, but for us, it was like the rounders, where you get certain grid references and you have to run. It's similar to like a marathon, but you run from one point to a stand. At that stand, you have to do, put a wheel on a trailer, and then you get a grid reference. Then you have to run across to that. That could be like 2-3 clicks. Do like a rounder. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a treasure. It's like similar to a treasure hunt, but the thing is, each stand you get to, depending on your time, you get points. The more points you get, the bigger the prices are, and so that would be also an idea for future, because if you're that close to Coachella, that's quite a large area to play with.
That's why I've always wanted to do this, and it's not so much to pull in money for our foundation. I would want to bring in other local nonprofits to get them funding.
Yeah, it's a bloody good idea. I mean, we still need to sit down privately about the game, not to forget the game. Remind you about the game. That's definitely we need to work on, because I got some ideas for that for you, by the way, fella. But yeah, 5 clicks would, yeah. I mean, obviously you'd have to get anyone who's in a service, get them 2 miles down the road. So when everyone starts running, obviously, the civvies have got a little bit of a head start.
That's well, yeah, you can line everybody up by different competitiveness, and let it go that way. With a 5K, like normally less people tend to sign up for them, but I think with the Marines, I think it'll be hugely successful. And
What about fancy dress?
Fancy dress. What fancy dress?
Why not? If people want to turn up in fancy dress to run the 5 miler.
So I was trying to. So I did have one really good idea. I was like, is March 4th a weekend? Because I was thinking of calling it March 4th for veteran suicide, a play on words where we're marching forward.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a Tuesday, so we can't do that. That's what I was like. Oh, we could call it that, but I think we're just going to call it like the 29 Palm. The Veteran Nation presents the 29 Palms Roadrunner Dash or something like that. Because
I think that and also it helps bring the community together as well. Things like that really do help the community quite well, actually.
Yeah, because there's no races out here, so I'm like, okay, this is a void. I'm gonna fill it.
Especially if you got the police, the fire brigade, and everyone else involved. There you go. And Squid, just so you know, I sent you a message on. Yes.
Just the facts, man.
What do you mean, just the facts? Oh, you're pressing up. You're trying to. Oh no. I'm not falling for tonight. No. Bad skipper.
I like money.
I gotta make that one louder.
I like money.
It's kind of faint compared to the rest.
I mean, just to give you, Jessica, just to give you an idea, we were stationed in Rheindahlem, JHQ, years ago, and someone actually, an American officer, actually a senior officer, started a fundraiser, and it was running all the way around JHQ. And so I phoned one of my friends up and I asked him, I said, hey, can I borrow your scout biker from your Star Wars scout biker costume? And he was like, yeah. Why? I went, don't worry about it. I'll give it back. I'll wash everything. And I actually ran that as a scout biker. So, and I've got the picture of it as well.
I used to be younger. I do like this idea. That's why I was thinking March 4th for veteran suicide. But yeah, March for vets. That's a good one. I like the play on words.
Let's see if I can find it. I'll show you, but I won't show you.
Keep clicking one time and it reads it as 2 clicks and keeps putting the thing back up. But I like your idea of doing a warriors. We call them like a Spartan run or a warrior run. Pokemon have they got your water reconnected. Awesome. Good to hear. See that? Jesus. This dog some days. Okay.
And just one more thing.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna make sure someone's out here.
Okay, I'll keep them entertained. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the BBC World Service. Today's weather forecast. Hello, it's me. How are you? And hello to Madam Mayor. Hi, Brett. Hi, Therese. It was good chatting to you last time, Brett. Remember, my shoulders are a little bit poorly, so don't forget. Jeremy, how you doing, buddy? Hold in there, dude. And to Squid. Yeah. I'll just sit here and just talk until he comes back. Yeah. But yeah, I heard what happened last night and also everything else. So there's an old saying that we use, an old saying that we used to use, and Mike, you probably know this old saying, is that should I tell the story about what I did to someone in my room when I was stationed in Germany, when he was always waking me up at night, what I did with 2 Snicker bars or 3 Snicker bars? Should I tell that story, what I did to him? Do you want me to? Should I tell that story? Anyway, okay, I'll tell that story then because Mike didn't say yes or no. All right, basically, this guy, usually we used to have 6-man rooms, but because obviously we had that many rooms, some of us ended up being 3 of us in the room. And this guy was a bit of a gobshite, pardon my French. And he always, when he came in drunk, he was always loud and everything. And I turned around to him and I said, if you wake me up one more time, you're going to regret it. And he was like, oh, you've got a point in talking. I went, no, you're just going to regret it. So he did it again. And I went, right. That night, he went downtown. I went to the Naffy. I got 3 Snicker bars. And Snicker bars, when you take them out of the packet and you start rubbing them in your hands and making them sort of circular or tubular, and basically, I took all these sheets off his bed and put spare sheets and everything. And I folded these sheets up so he couldn't get into bed. So I'd done like an envelope on him. And I put the Snickers in there and I put a little bit of cold tea and I poured it around so it looks like he pooed and peed at the bed. So that night he came in and he's the type of person he likes to strip off naked and sleep naked. So, okay. Next morning, everyone woke up. I woke up and, one thing led to the other. And I went, dude, he went, what? I said, you shit the bed. He went, no, I haven't. I walked over and picked up a piece of Snickers and went, dude, you shit the bed, mate. And that was it. Everyone in that room became The Exorcist. It was a scene from The Exorcist. Everyone started throwing up and that. He never, ever came back in that room loud again, ever.
So actually, you know what? What's funny, Tim? I am going to do this. Like that was discussed last night. That if I do this 5K, that will be the only like fundraising I ask for. Is I'll have to set something up in my merch store. But yeah, tell people, look, you can sponsor a veteran or a military person to run and pay for them to run inside the to run in the race. I don't know why go away when sometimes this thing does get finicky. I had a buddy of mine, and we were talking in Afghanistan. And he's like, "Yeah, I had to, counsel my Marines, but what they did was hilarious. We had communal showers sometimes, and like we had a living area for the men. There was a communal shower there, and then the women had their own. So that's why they had windows in them because that's why it was like women didn't go into the men's. We call them LSAs, life support area. And so he's like, my buddy, he was like, yeah, I've got these 2 Marines. They're both sergeants. They've been stationed together before. They're super close, like too close. And he was telling me how like they he was just telling me like some of the crazy stuff they did. Well, the one day they could see someone was coming into the communal shower. So the one guy did a handstand and while he was in a handstand, did a splits, and the other started washing his undercarriage. So that, and apparently, he's like, yeah. So they came to him and said, "Sir, the guy who walked in, it turned out he was an army major, and he walked in. And they were like, "Sir, you need help washing your grundle?" They told me he turned right around and left.
Oh God.
And I'm like, "Did you get any calls from the major?" He's like, "No, thank God, none yet." I'm like, Marines being Marines.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of, and I'm not trying to sort of like say, mortals will not understand this type of humor. Only we do. It's the funny part. But you know what? I had a newsflash. What am I talking about? A brain fart. And maybe this is something to look into. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, 1950, we're waiting for the Hindenburg to arrive. No.
Amelia, not responding to radio calls.
Yeah. No, on a serious note.
Us on Tuesday.
Right. Let me see that. Let me see those hands because I don't trust you anymore with those. Let me see those hands, boy. What about contacting a water bottle or water? Someone who sells like sports drinks, like Monster, Prime, or water, and contact them, see if they could also sort of sponsor a 5-click run with water or something like that.
Yeah, I could reach out to places. But honestly, I might not even need to do that. I do have I'm very well connected with our local water board here. We have a water district, and I'm very well connected there. And when I previously talked about this, the water district said that they would be happy to support us with water. Now, if they do it, it'd be a water stop. So we need the little plastic cups so runners can get the water on the go. But for a 5K, you don't really need it on the course. You just need it at the finish.
Right. It's just a thought. I mean, for future endeavors, like snack bars, like energy bars, energy drinks, stuff like that. That, I mean, companies like that. You're picking up Americanism, brain fart. No, brain fart is a English word. Leave me alone. Stop picking on me. Pick on him. I feel picked on now. And it's not Americanism, it's Americanese, Jessica.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. But I can't. I've noticed that you've done the OODA loop. You've actually written it out behind you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Orient, observe, decide, and act. That's the decision-making process.
I wish some people would follow that. I mean, I try. Yeah, no. I've already said my bit. I spent 3 hours talking about those idiots. I'm not going to do it again. I'm sorry.
I had fun in your stream yesterday. I really did.
Say again.
I had fun in your stream yesterday.
Yeah, now I remember. You should have reminded me. You got a bone to pick with you, Sunshine. Trying to knock me off the rails while I'm trying to be serious, and there's you typing that crap in, and I'm like going, no. I don't know what it is. You just wait till I get a soundboard. Oh God, my revenge is gonna be palatable. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, it's like a smile. Smiling's my favorite.
God damn it. Right. I've got a question on a serious note. Hands away from the buttons. I've got a serious question to ask you and everyone else.
Sure.
Over here in Europe, our coffees, every type of coffee has a level of strength. Like from over here, it goes from 1 all the way up to, I think it's 15, I believe. Peruvian Colombian coffee is like from between 11 and 13. Is there a way of actually finding the table of strengths of coffee over in the States, like at Walmart or something like that, or don't you guys have that over there?
I've never seen anything like that. Maybe the chat has. Because here's the thing, I shop at a couple different places, but I would imagine that some stores might have something like that. I could see it.
Yeah, because I know that Cold Rifle, is it Black Rifle's coffee is medium to strong. I do know that.
In general, and it's veteran owned. The one I buy is Indies Coffee. That's also veteran owned out of Texas. Really nice people that own it. I've actually had them on the show, and I got to talk to them and about their roasting process. We didn't do it on the show, but it was just for my knowledge, because I know a little bit about that. I would love to start a coffee shop here. Do you know the markup on coffee? Do you know if I were selling this cup of coffee?
I just read what's on it.
Yeah, this was a birthday present. It says white straight Republican male, and then at the bottom it says, "How else can I piss you off today?"
Oh,
But yeah, so if this were your Starbucks cup, do you know what the cost is to the company?
yeah.
Do you know?
No.
26 cents, and 25 of that would be the paper cup.
What about wait? I went into Starbucks here, and when I went down to London and I went to Starbucks, they gave me a cup because we were doing the memorial parade, or what we call remembrance parade. And I walked in there and they gave me this huge bucket of a cup, which was probably a liter of coffee. Oh God, it was nice. And like I said, how much is this cup? And she went, oh, usually it's about £10 for the cup alone. And the coffee, because it's obviously London prices, the coffee, well, I got it for free, but it would have cost me about £8 for that coffee. So altogether, yeah, you're looking at about $30 for that.
Yeah, the cost to them, the coffee itself is incredibly cheap. So yeah, so Starbucks will sell, their 12 ounce. It costs them 26 cents, but they're selling it for like $3.50. So that's the markup. Same thing. I'm gonna blow people's mind. Do you know what an iPhone costs to make? Do you know?
About $10, $20, if that's
$10. And they're selling this. This is the 15. They're selling this for over 1,000. That's the markup.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I've just decided, because obviously, you don't have the sensor. I'm going to acquire is it coffee machine percolated, or is it, what do you have over there?
I sometimes will use a percolator, but I do have a like your standard drip coffee pot.
Okay, so it's coffee powder. So right, I'm going to try to acquire some decent Colombian or Peruvian.
If anyone knows where I can get a good Bun coffee maker, Bun makes the best.
Yeah, and I'll try and send you some, so you can give some to AVA.
I got to get down to Mexico so I can buy get some
coffee.
Cuban rum and Cuban cigars again.
Don't you mention Cuban cigars, because you know what's going to happen, don't you? You're going to get these. You're going to get them two fleas coming after those cigars, mate.
Well, here's the thing. I can go to Mexico, and you can, if it's, as long as it's for personal consumption, you can bring alcohol, cigarettes, cigars. You can bring all that stuff back. Now, if I buy boxes and boxes of them, they're going to be suspicious and be like, "What are you using these for?" Thinking I'm reselling them. But I can bring, I believe it's 2 boxes of cigars back. I also, like, people who've never been to Mexico, and don't think I go to Mexico all the time. I don't. But the great thing about going to Mexico is you can go into the the supermarkets and try the tequila. Like, we get really cheap tequila here in the United States, and it causes you a hangover and all this stuff. Good Mexican tequila is so good. It's almost like drinking water.
Now, here comes a statement from someone who hasn't drank for a long time. I can remember a drink called, it was made by Bacardi, and it was Bacardi with orange. And we used to call it rocket fuel because you'd put about an inch worth into a glass and then put beer in it, mix it around, drink 3 of those, and you were hammered. But talking about tequila, there was one place I used to go to, and the lady behind the counter one day, because I didn't know about tequila. It was the first time ever. Hang on. Anyway, it wasn't that club, just so you know. But they know what they say, don't you? You turn the light off, every hole's a go. And she showed me this bottle of tequila, and it had a worm in it.
Yeah, they'll do that to show. It's to show that how pure it is, because then the worm won't. It won't. It'll be preserved.
Yeah.
It's just like how. Have you been to Japan to try the habu sake?
No, but I've been to a Japanese restaurant where they gave me some sake, and God, it was like drinking acid.
So habu sake is sake, but there's a habu snake inside of it, and it's a real snake, like in the bottle. And the habu snake is very poisonous, and it's very aggressive. But they'll put that in the bottle for the same thing, to show the purity of it.
No, I mean, I've drank sake once, and it was like drinking acid. Not that I've tried acid, but I had one mouthful, and I was like, no, thank you.
Oh, Palmer's Inventions. Yeah, bun coffee pots are what the restaurants use. And yeah, that's the correct spelling, bun, BUNN. Yeah, those work really well.
Yeah, I'll do some research on coffee, and I'll try and get a couple of bags of coffee sent over. So at least you and AVA have get.
I think it was Stacy who was talking about Mexican coffee. Cafe Bustelo. I love cafe. It's strong. It's very in your face. I used to drink that when I was on duty because it'll keep you awake.
What is the policy of actually sending coffee to the States? Would they? Is there? I need to
If
check
you're
that.
sending whole beans, it's never going to be a problem, because a bean is it's not a bean that will grow.
Yeah. If it's powder, though, and I'm not talking about that type of powder, I'm talking about coffee powder.
That's when you might have to do some other things, because of it's considered food then.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I just saw the time. I'm gonna have to start wrapping things up.
Actually, why aren't you at work?
It's not time yet.
Okay.
But I do need to wrap things up so I can get ready and get in there on time. But this has been fun. I'm glad you see you guys like my ideas of the race, and I see a lot of you, like I saw about the t-shirts. You're thinking exactly what I am.
See, here's Mitch. He comes to say hello to you, but he never comes to me anymore.
Likes my shirt. Yeah.
Lambda.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Just before you wrap up, I'm going to go and watch the rest of Megan's stream, and I've got a song that I've sent you, I believe, Mr. Crusher, Bonecrusher. I sent the song. Do you want to play that? It's only 3-minute song, if it works.
Stand by. You
can choose either one.
Bonecrusher, the old fart, living in a garage trying to make art. Sitting there looking like a complete pair, with his wild ideas and his messy hair. Oh Ray, what a sight to see. In his cluttered garage, living wild and free, creating masterpieces, or so he believes. Ray Bonecrusher, the king of dreams. He's got paint on his face and glue in his hair, but he doesn't mind, he doesn't care. With a brush in his hand and a spark in his eye, Ray's gonna make it, he's gonna try. Oh Ray, what a sight to see. In his cluttered garage, living wild and free, creating masterpieces, or so he believes. Ray Bonecrusher, the king of dreams. He's got paint on his face and glue in his hair, but he doesn't mind, he doesn't care. With a brush in his hand and a spark in his eye, Ray's gonna make it, he's gonna try. Oh Ray, what a sight to see. In his cluttered garage, living wild and free, creating masterpieces, or so he believes. Ray Bonecrusher, the king of dreams. Neighbors laugh, but he doesn't hear. He's lost in his world without any fear. Ray's got a vision, a plan in his mind. One day he'll show them he's one of a kind. Oh Ray, what a sight to see. In his cluttered garage, living wild and free, creating masterpieces, or so he believes. Ray Bonecrusher, the king of dreams. So here's to Ray, the old fart with flair, living in a garage without a care. Keep on dreaming, keep on the fight. Ray Bonecrusher, you're a true delight.
Moving up to number 1. I'm Casey Kasem, and this is American Rap.
Oh,
Oh man, every time I hear that makes me laugh. I mean, he's probably gonna sit there going, motherfucker.
oh, thank you for gifting the membership, Twat Waffles. Yeah, we need to get Ray back into his house. His wife kicked him out of the house. Hashtag bring him in. That's what we're gonna do for Ray Bonecrusher. I know he doesn't like me. He doesn't like the show. He doesn't think we do anything for veterans, but that's okay. We do stuff for veterans, and we do stuff for civilians. We're gonna help Ray get back into his house. His wife kicked him in the garage. We're gonna get him back in. Hashtag bring him in.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna support. We're gonna help him. We're gonna get some blankets and hand warmers to him, and some MRE, so he's got some decent food there. You know, probably some lighting as well.
Him and Psycho Babble, I think, is the other guy's name. They're both in their garages. We need bring them in. The weather's changing. It's getting colder. We don't want them getting sick and dying. You know, your animals and husbands, bring them in.
Yeah, ladies, your husbands are not just for Christmas. They are for life. Okay.
All right. You doing a stream or anything? Need to plug anything?
No, I just want to something on a serious note. We're coming up to next month. We've got the memorial. You guys got the memorial. We got the Remembrance Parade. Just basically, guys, remember you got combat stress. You can contact if you need to talk to someone. You've got SAFA. Okay, you can find that information on the internet, or contact your former welfare officer and get all the information. Right, if you need to talk through stuff. And remember, there's tailors in Purbright, ATC, if you need to get your medals done. So other than that, all right, be strong. And remember, don't bottle anything up and don't sit there alone.
Absolutely. For those of you who don't know, if you're a veteran who's struggling, you can use the Battle Buddies app. I'm a mentor on there. We've got other mentors on there. And yeah, don't suffer in silence. Talk to people who've been through it. For us, Veteran Nation Foundation is our website. You can buy some of our merchandise. For those of you who got gifted the memberships, you're going to get a code. I did change it, so it's now a 10% discount. And if you've already bought something and only got the 5%, let me know. I'll get you that extra money back because I decided, you know what, they should have a 10% discount. So we do a 10% discount. If you're a member here, we appreciate you supporting us. And everything that the membership or the everything inside the merchandise store, every single thing the money comes to help veterans. I don't even touch it. It goes right into the foundation account, and all automatic payments, nice and easy, nice, easy accounting. I don't commingle funds like Lynette. I've got separate accounts. So
Mhm.
if you buy anything, just know it's going to go to help veterans, and we do appreciate it. And yeah, that's all I have. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Spawn Trooper, for joining us today. And
Anytime, buddy. Anytime, mate.
thank you for being worth serving.